When we hit 60, we like to think of ourselves as vintage, like a classic Mustang or a fine Cabernet. But here's the reality. Even a classic car needs a little more time to warm up in the morning, and if you let it sit in the garage for too long without turning the key, the battery dies and the oil turns to sludge. Your heart is that engine, and after 6 decades of loyal service, it's going through some changes that nobody really warns you about until you're sitting in a doctor's office staring at a confusing chart. Have you noticed that you get a little more winded bringing the groceries in than you used to? Or maybe you felt your heart do a little top dance in your chest when you're just walking up a flight of stairs. Most people think, well, that's just getting older. But here's the serious part. After 60, your cardiovascular system starts to lose its stretch. Your artery walls, which used to be as flexible as a rubber band, start to thicken and stiffen. It's like your plumbing is switching from flexible garden hoses to old metal pipes. Even the chambers of your heart start to struggle with filling up properly between beats. It sounds scary, right? Like a ticking clock. But here is the empowering part. There is one single daily habit, just one, that can literally grease the gears and keep those pipes from rusting over. It doesn't involve a pharmacy full of pills, and it doesn't require you to run a marathon in a sweatsuit. In fact, if you can find 30 minutes between your morning coffee and your evening news, you can potentially add years of high-quality life to your calendar. The stiff pipe problem. Let's talk about why this happens. Imagine your heart is a pump. When we're 20, that pump is brand new. It's efficient, it's snappy, and it can handle a lot of pressure. But by the time we hit 60, the biology changes. Your heart's left ventricle, the main pumping station, tends to get a bit stiffer. This means it can't relax and fill up with enough blood as quickly as it used to. At the same time, your arteries are going through a bit of a remodeling phase. Think of it like a house that's settling. The walls get thicker and less compliant. When your heart pumps blood out, these stiff walls resist the flow. This causes your blood pressure to creep up, which makes the heart work even harder, which makes it even stiffer. It's a cycle that nobody invited to the party. If we just sit back and let this happen, we're essentially letting our engine seize up. Poor circulation leads to cold hands, swollen ankles, and that general feeling of being wiped out by 2 p.m. But we aren't going to let that happen, because the human body has a secret weapon. It responds to movement. The 30-minute miracle habit. The habit is simple: 30 minutes of moderate physical activity every single day. Now wait, before you roll your eyes and think, I've heard this before, let's talk about what moderate actually means. It does not mean you need to be doing burpees or lifting heavy boulders. Moderate activity is simply movement that gets your heart rate up just enough that you can still talk, but you'd probably rather not sing a Broadway show tune. Think of it as the Goldilocks zone. If you're strolling so slowly that a snail is overtaking you, that's too light. If you're gasping for air like you just ran from a bear, that's too heavy. We want that middle ground. Why does this work? When you move for 30 minutes, your body releases a cocktail of chemicals that act like natural WD-40 for your arteries. Your heart learns to pump more efficiently, and your blood vessels actually start to regain some of that lost flexibility. It's like taking those old stiff pipes and giving them a deep clean and a fresh coat of elastic. Real life, making it stick. I know what you're thinking. 30 minutes? I don't have time for that. I have things to do, grandkids to spoil, and a garden that won't weed itself. But here's the beauty of it. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes all at once. You can snack on exercise. 10 minutes after breakfast, 10 minutes after lunch, and 10 minutes before dinner. Boom, you're done. Let's look at some real-life examples that aren't gym-adjacent. The mall walker energy. If it's too hot or cold outside, head to a big store. Walking the aisles of a home improvement store or a supermarket at a brisk pace counts. Just try not to get distracted by the snack aisle. That's counterproductive. The gardening workout. Pulling weeds, raking leaves, and moving cots is legitimate cardiovascular work. Your heart doesn't know the difference between a treadmill and a tomato patch. It just knows it's being asked to work. The grandkid chase. If you have little ones, trying to keep up with them for 20 minutes is basically an Olympic-level cardio session. The key is consistency. Your heart is a muscle, and just like your biceps or your calf muscles, it operates on the use it or lose it principle. If you give it 30 minutes of work a day, it stays strong. If you don't, it gets lazy and stiff. Why circulation is the fountain of youth. Good circulation is about more than just avoiding a heart attack, though that's a pretty big plus. It's about how you feel every day. When your heart is pumping well and your arteries are flexible, oxygen gets to your brain faster. You feel sharper. You have more energy to engage in hobbies. Your skin looks better because blood is actually reaching the surface. When you ignore this habit, the sludge builds up. You feel heavy. Your legs feel like they're made of lead. You start choosing the elevator for a one-floor trip because the stairs feel like Everest. By committing to these 30 minutes, you're essentially telling your body, we aren't done yet. You're fighting back against the natural thickening of those artery walls. You're keeping the pump primed. The challenge, so here is my challenge to you. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for better weather. Start today. Put on a pair of comfortable shoes. No, those 20-year-old loafers don't count. And just go for a 15-minute walk. Then turn around and come back. You'll find that after just a week of doing this, that stiff feeling in the morning starts to fade. Your heart starts to beat with a more steady, confident rhythm. You're not just preventing a problem, you're reclaiming your vitality. Your 60s, 70s, and 80s should be about enjoying the life you've built, not being sidelined by a heart that can't keep up. So give your heart the 30 minutes it deserves. It's been beating for you every second of every day for 6 decades. The least you can do is take it for a walk. Would you like me to put together a simple 7-day heart starter walking plan tailored specifically for staying consistent at home?